Okay, it's noon, so I guess I can say good evening.
Good evening.
Let's try again. Good evening.
Good evening.
All right. Are we having fun so far?
Yes.
Ooh. Have we learned some life application?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You notice my accent is because I'm from South Texas. Okay. So we're glad to have you. And my name is Nibla Veronica Ashley. I'm Pastor William Ashley's wife, and I'm from the Ivory Coast. So today I would like to talk to you about the topic of friendship. Friendship, and this is something very important. When God created Adam and Eve, He said everything was good except for one thing. He said it wasn't good for Adam to be alone, so He created Eve. So we are social people. We all need a friend in our life. And so because we are around friends that will influence our life, so it's something to consider, because the kind of friend we have or the kind of friend we are will influence our life. So we have different types of friends. You have an acquaintance. An acquaintance is somebody you know their name, you know a little bit about them. Like I may be an acquaintance to you. You know that I'm Soleil and Trey's mom, and I live somewhere on Ware Road. You say hi to me sometimes. Then you have a good friend, like maybe somebody you go to school with, you sit next to in the English class. Once in a while you guys joke. And then you have your close friend or your best friend. Those are the people that really close to your heart. You will tell them stuff that you won't even tell to your parents. So we all have those kind of friends. At least we are friends. Some are best friends, but for sure we all have people to talk to. Now, like I said, because having friends will influence our life, it's something to really take seriously. So, as I'm going through the point to see what you should be looking in a friend, you should also consider what kind of friend you should be. Because sometimes we go in a relationship and we say, well, I want a friend that will do this for me, and will do this for me, and will do this for me, but at the same time, what are they getting for having you as a friend? So it goes both ways, So we're going to see what you should be looking in a friend, but also what you should be looking to be as a friend. And one thing we're going to point out is that a good friend will always tell you the truth. A good friend will always tell you the truth. And Galatians 6:1 says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So the reason you want to tell your friend the truth is because you hang around them, and eventually their action, you will start following what they're doing. So they need somebody to challenge them. You see, some of you guys were here last year at the conference, and some of you made a purity commitment, remember? And some of you here were with your friends, and you came together forward and you made that commitment. And along the way, some of your friends may have, you see them and they're kind of going away from that commitment. And you have to stand up and tell them, hey, remember that time when we went to that conference and we promised God that we'll keep ourselves pure? You see, what you're doing, you're probably not going to be able to keep that commitment. So you have to stand up and confront that friend. It's not something we like to do. I don't like to confront people, but if we really love people, we have to do that. If you want to be a good friend, it's going to be time where you have to stand up and confront your friends. They may not like you at that time, but eventually they will know that you did that because you love them. You cannot control how they will answer to confrontation, but you still need to do the right thing. They may take it the right way, they may take it the wrong way, but you still need to do the right thing. In the Bible, in 2 Samuel, the prophet Samuel went and confronted King Saul, because God gave King Saul orders that he was supposed to kill all the enemies and kill all the sheep and everything. But King Saul went, he killed all the enemy, and he looked at the sheep. They were, good for food. So he decided not to obey God. But God, you cannot hide anything to God. So God went, and God sent the prophet Samuel to King Saul to tell him that what he did wasn't good. So the prophet Samuel was sent to confront King Saul. But King Saul was all prideful, and he didn't think there was anything wrong about what he did, that he would use the sheep to do sacrifice for the Lord anyway. So another time, this time it was King David to be confronted by the prophet Samuel after he committed adultery with Bathsheba. And when the prophet went to him and confronted him, David knew he was wrong and he repented. So he had the right heart. So two situations, two different answers. You're going to be confronted in life. So your decision you will take your decision whether to answer positively or negatively. You will confront your friends. They may take your advice, they may not, but as a friend, you still need to confront them. So a good friend will tell the truth. Also, I want to say a quote by Donna Roberts. She said, "A friend is someone who knows the song in your heart and can sing it back to you when you are forgotten the word." So you make commitment with your friends, and sometimes when they're not going the right way, you need to remind them, hey, remember that time when you said you're gonna do this and this? So you need to be that accountability. A good friend, one of the characteristics of a good friend is somebody that will tell you the truth no matter what. Another characteristic of a good friend is someone who will encourage you and comfort you. We all need somebody a shoulder to cry on. Sometimes you may have a friend that been through something and she's on the phone with you, like it's 2 o'clock, you're tired, you're like, But we have to give some of our time. We have to give some of our time. We have to have those friends that can be there for us. And you want to be there for your friend. In the Bible, we have David. Who remember the name of his 3 friends? The name of the 3 friends of David in the Bible? Jonathan. Daniel. Thank you. That's why I'm asking back there to make sure I still check. Okay. What's the name of the 3 friends of Daniel? Shadrach, Abednego, and yes. And you see, it was 3 of them. So plus Daniel 4 all together. And they comfort each other. When they were oppressed, they were able to encourage each other to do the right things. So it's really important that you hang around friends that will comfort you and encourage you in the right direction. And same way, you need to do that for your friends. Another point I want to emphasize is a good friend must be unselfish. And this is very important because if you're selfish right now as a friend, you will also be selfish as a spouse when you get married. You will carry those characteristics in your marriage. So your friendship with your friend right now prepare you for the kind of friendship you will have with your husband. You have to be willing to give, to share your clothes with your friend. You have to be willing to share your time. You have to be willing to share, as a friend, you have to be willing to share. It prepares you. Also remember, Jesus wasn't selfish. Okay, another point is a good friend will be an example to you to follow. This one is the biggest one, I believe. If you have a friend, we live in society, so we'll have friends that don't believe the same thing as us. But when it comes to your close friend and your best friend should be safe. Your best friend should be walking with the Lord to encourage you. Because you want a friend that you can talk about, my best friend here, sorry. We can talk about basketball, we both love basketball. We can talk about going to our nails, but we can come to church together. We can worship together. You see, there is no point where when we reach that level, okay, well, this is your second. No, we go along the way together in everything, in every area. because we have one main thing in common. We have Jesus Christ in common. So you need to have a Christian friend, or they will drag you out of church. You know, I'm going to do a quick illustration here. A quick illustration to see how important a friend is. Let's say, if Miss Christina is here, right? She's all spiritual, all saved, and unbelieving. And we're friends, so she's been saved, and she's trying to live for the Lord and everything. She's passionate. And I'm kind of like, oh, why do you have to go to church so often? And, well, every road goes to heaven. And so Christina is trying to witness to me, and let's say she's up here because she's saved and I'm still down there. And Miss Christina is going to try to pick me up and try to make, you got to pick me up and try to make me to your level. It's really hard, yeah, it's really hard. But now, let's see. Well, Christina, you know, you don't have to go to church so often, you know, and those guys, they don't really care. I don't know why you're taking time to do set apart. I mean, just let them live their life. So you see, now Christina tried to stay spiritual and everything. And I'm like, no, Christina, you don't. You see how easy it is. So to show you girls, it's easier for your friends who are not godly to pull you down.
That's right.
It's harder for you to try to carry them up. So you don't want to have to fight that battle. So you need to make Christian friends. And the easy way to do it is to become a friend yourself to the girls in your youth group. You know, you can do that by discipling somebody. Somebody just got saved in a youth group. She comes, but you sit next to her. You open the Bible. You share with her. You disciple her. You invite her to conferences. You invite her to the door knocking. And as she's growing, you guys get closer and closer. You see, if it's a friend at school, you start inviting her so that she can get saved, but you need safe friends around you, or they will drag you down, particularly when it comes to your best friends. Also, we know that iron sharpens iron. The friend you work with will sharpen your character. But the thing is also, you sharpen their character. So you want to make sure that you, the good example, not the one that sit and always talking about putting people down when we're trying to live spiritually. You know, you need to make sure. So you need to examine your heart and see what kind of friend am I. Am I the one that is always talking about people in the back when they're not here? Am I the one that trying to discourage everybody from working with the Lord? So it's not about what kind of friend I want, it's what kind of friend I am. So this is something we really need to work on, all of us need to work on. We cannot change people, but we can always work on ourselves being better friends. So what should I do to be a good friend? A good friend will tell the truth. A good friend will encourage and comfort you. A good friend will be unselfish. And a good friend will be an example for you to follow. So you can examine your heart and see if I were to ask my friend, do I always tell the truth? Or am I flattering people? You know. And now when we talk about telling the truth, it also means when a friend, they tell you something that happened to her. You know, there's some stuff that I know between friends, we try not to be a teller, but there's a difference between a teller and telling the truth. If she's telling that she wants to kill herself or she's been abused, this is something you need to go and tell to a counselor or an elder, somebody who can help. You know, it's different from she give you a secret and you go and you tell everybody and then she comes and everybody's believing at her. No, that's not being a good friend. And that was my transition to what should a good friend not do. And one of the things is to be a teller. You don't want to be the ones that every time they tell you, your friend tells you a secret, you go and tell the whole world. So you have to make the difference between things that you need to tell and things that should stay between you guys.